morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got, well, a lot of information about Cosmic Eclipse. Shout out to the lovely Immunity over on Twitter for hooking me up with some product images. We know the promos and the theme decks, and I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get cracking on these. So, starting off then with the theme decks. Now, this shouldn't be news per se. We kind of knew these were happening. The theme decks will be Kyogre and Groudon. Now, we don't have the full list for what's in the theme deck yet. Soon as we do, I shall let you know. I will do a video analysing, showing you how good they are like I always do. But we do know what Kyogre and Groudon do. Kyogre has an attack for 1 colourless energy that lets you attach 2 water energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon. And Groudon has an attack for 1 colourless energy that lets you attach 2 fighting energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. They're kind of cool. And of course they make perfect sense as a pair of Pokemon to be chucked into theme decks. Now, the good news is that we do have the promos for the free pack blisters as well, and they are going to be Victini, and they are going to be Celebi. Now, the Celebi was actually a promo that was given out in Korokoro Ichiban, a Japanese magazine, and what it does is you search your deck for 1 colourless energy for up to 3 Pokemon GX with different names, reveal them, put them into your hand. That's alright. That's fine. I mean, it's a basic Pokemon, right, and it's a single colourless energy, so the good news is this is an early game attack. You can use this in the early game, and it'll be fine, and it'll work, and it'll be alright. It's not something to get hideously excited about, but it's a fine little attack. Maybe you use it in a Mewtwo and Mew deck to search out your GXs and then discard them, because remember, Mewtwo and Mew can copy the attack of any GX in your discard pile or on your side of the field, so there is an argument to use this to go and search out 3 GXs and then discard them with a card in your hand, a fiery flint maybe, and then that would work quite nicely. I'm not sure if Mewtwo and Mew decks actually need any help along those lines, but if they do, you know, it's an option. The second attack on Victini here, 1 psychic, 2 colourless energy, 40 damage, flip a coin if heads paralysis. 40 plus paralysis on a coin flip is a decent little attack for 1 energy. For 3 energy, I sit here thinking, you know what, that's expensive and I'm not a huge fan. Sorry, Celebi. Now, the other 3-pack blister promo is Victini. It was actually in Unified Minds, this Victini. This is a Victini from Unified Minds. However, it was a box promo over in Japan. So our sets at the moment are actually made up of 3 sets over in Japan, a main set and 2 mini sets. And each of those sets has a box promo, i.e. you buy a box of that set in Japan, you get a promo of a particular card. So Sky Legend, one of the sets which made up Unified Minds over here, when you bought it in Japan, you got a box promo. That promo was Victini. So that's where we get this particular artwork from. Cool. I think it's very nice artwork, personally. Now, the Victini itself is alright. It's not a particularly stunning card. For 1 fire energy, you get to search your deck for 2 basic energy cards of different types and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like and shuffle your deck. It's like so many of these cards, and there's an argument that this could be better than the Kyogre and Groudon we talked about earlier, because you're attaching from your deck. You are searching your deck and then attaching. And you can get 2 different types, but the problem with this Victini is that you have to get 2 different types. There's no mucking around, unfortunately. You can't go and get 2 fire energy if you want to. They've got to be 2 different types. So in mono energy decks, and there are a bunch of those around, it can be kind of awkward. I mean, to go back to Mewtwo and Mew, they tend to play both Psychic and Fire Energy, so maybe you could get one of each of those. but as it stands, it's it's a fun little card, but it's not a game-breaking card by any stretch of the imagination. Moving on to the single blister promos, this is where you get one pack and you go and get yourself a promo. We're getting Terrakion and we're getting Miss Magius. Now, start off with Terrakion, because Terrakion is my boy. This is actually a card that came out in Unified Minds, and it got alternate artwork as a pre-release promo for Unified Minds. Well, this artwork was actually another box promo over in Japan. Now, I said that Unified Minds was made up of 3 little sets. One of them was Sky Legend, which gave us the Victini promo. This is Miracle Twin. This was the box topper, the box promo for Miracle Twin. So we now have a third different artwork of the same Terrakion. And these box topper promos from Japan, they tend to come in our blisters so that we get them at some point. I like this Terrakion, but I don't know how good it actually is. Now, for 1 fighting 2 colourless energy, you do 50 damage, and if all of your bench Pokemon have at least 1 damage counter on them, you do 200. Now, I love that, I adore that, but you've got to have 1 damage counter on each of your bench Pokemon, and it's a fighting double colourless, which gets super awkward. Yes, you can use Karate Belt if you're behind on prizes, but we don't have double colourless energy at the moment, and triple acceleration energy is only for evolved Pokemon, so I remain slightly, worried, I think is the word. I'm a little bit worried about how good this can actually be. Second attack, 2 fighting, 2 colourless, 110, no. You don't play it for the second attack. It's far too expensive, and 4 energy, 2 of which are coloured, on a basic Pokemon, even a basic Pokemon, for 110, no. And the final promo we need to talk about here is Miss Magius. Now, this isn't from Unified Minds. It is an actual factual Japanese promo card that only came out in Japan as a promo. It was one of their gym promos. Over in Japan, when you go to one of these larger tournaments, you get given a pack of cards and you've got various things in there. One of them you could have in there was this Miss Magius. Well, now we're getting it, and we're getting it as a 1-pack blister promo. Is it any good? Maybe. First attack here for 1 psychic energy, does 20 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, especially against something like Mewtwo and Mew, which is weak, if you catch them with, say, 6 energy attached, which might sound ridiculous, but Mewtwo and Mew loves copying the GX attack of Espeon and Deoxys, which, if you want to drop 20 damage counters, will mean that you do have to have 6 energy on there. Well, now you're doing 20 times 6, which is 120, doubled is 240. It's not quite enough, unfortunately, but it's still a whole heap of damage. Of course, they are generally playing Jirachi to block weakness, but maybe you play a Power Plant and get around it. The second attack, I'm a little bit less in favour of, if I'm honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine. 2 colourless energy, 40 damage, and you choose a random card from your opponent's hand that they then shuffle back into their deck. And you can use triple acceleration energy, but then by the same token, it's not doing enough for a stage 1 Pokemon using one of your 4 in a deck triple acceleration energy. Sorry about that. Now, they are the promos. There are a couple of other products we can look at very quickly. In terms of the booster packs, we do have images of all of those. One features the Creation Trio, Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga. One features the Baby Trio, Clever, Igglybuff, and Togepi. One features Blastoise and Piplup, clearly the best of them. And one features Solgaleo and Lunala. Remember, all of those do represent GXs or Tag Team GXs, which are going to be in the set. I will try and remember to link those in the description. We've also got a little bit of a look at the booster box. I love the Baby Trio on the top there. I don't know why that piece of artwork there really just stands out to me as particularly awesome. We are getting a mini portfolio that you can keep a few cards in, not many, but a few. And we are, of course, getting build and battle kits. They are the pre-release kits that are then sold, well, they're sold in other places afterwards. And then we can take a quick look at the Elite Trainer box. I'll be honest with you, there's nothing particularly staggering in the Elite Trainer box, nothing we weren't expecting. It is as Elite Trainer boxes tend to be. You get 8 packs, you get a bunch of energy, you get a player's guide, you get some sleeves, you get some dice, and you get a GX marker and a couple of acrylic markers for poison and burn, themed after the Creation Trio, which you would probably expect. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's nice to know that we are getting an Elite Trainer box, and it's nice to know that we get to have a little bit of a look at it. So cool. I like that very much indeed. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the Cosmic Eclipse products. Themed decks, promos, and booster pack images. What more could you want? Well, I'd like to know what you think about them. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.